What's up, bitches? Woo!
Hi. Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing? What debate? I guess Blaire White and Onision had a debate today, so I want to talk about it. We were driving back from running some errands, and we had a long car ride ahead of us, so we decided to listen to the whole debate. It was very entertaining. It was good shit. So there was what debate? On Blaire White's channel today, she debated Onision, and yeah, I wanted to talk about it a little bit because like we watched the whole thing, and it was so frustrating. It was so frustrating because he kept trying to cut her off, but she had a mute button, which is awesome. I wish I had that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's so convenient. I would have killed for one of those. You wanted to step on his face. Why? Why did he have fake blood on his face? I understand that he had just finished a video that required blood on his face, but and also like whenever we went on his thing when he debated Joy, he had like some kind of. I don't
understand that tactic.
He had some kind of face thing, like the
anime.
He had the wig and the
Like, dude, why can't you just look like yourself?
I just feel like if you're going to show up to a debate and you expect to be taken seriously,
I think the tactic is like, oh, I don't even care about this. You know?
Oh yeah, look how much I don't care.
It's not even a big deal to me. Who gives a shit?
It's like equivalent.
I have no one to impress.
It's equivalent to the Jake Paul caption, like
dab on the haters.
No, we wrote, shot, and filmed this and edited this in one day.
Yeah,
it's like this is how little we care. But it's like, come on. I don't know. I just feel like if you want to show up to a debate and be taken seriously, you shouldn't have something like blood all over your face. Like, you know what I mean? It's just it's not professional. And no, you can't compare that to boobs. Remember when he tried to compare that? Well, you have fake tits, so how am I supposed to take you seriously? It's like how do you make that comparison? How? No, but it was extremely frustrating for me to watch. I think Blaire killed it. I thought it was handled really well. What was that one thing that you went off on?
Copyright ID system.
Right.
He was saying, it was just the system claiming your videos, and I'm like, I know a lot about the content ID, the copyright content ID system because I did a lot of covers and I've done a lot of React videos, and I can tell you firsthand, it only goes after copywritten music. It does not go after video. If you put someone else's video in yours, the system doesn't pick it up. It has to be manually claimed. And that's that. So he's lying, essentially.
I feel like he did manually go through and flag a bunch of people's videos.
You have to and you can flag it and put up a case if they use all your video, but the Content ID system does not flag video. Absolutely not. Because then React videos couldn't exist. And another funny thing, I've used almost all large chunks of Onision videos in my videos before, and none of them have been flagged.
Unless you have a YouTube network behind you doing it.
Yeah, probably.
Because remember,
they can prevent it from happening.
Do you remember whenever I posted my what was it? My video on not Jake Paul. I posted my Lance Stewart video, and that one got flagged initially because I had long clips of his video in it. But it was content ID'd by his network. His YouTube network.
Yeah, super weird. So I don't fucking buy it because I've never been flagged.
Right, but if you're a network, you can go through and claim people's videos if that's what the creator wants. You know.
But Onision doesn't even have a fucking network.
He doesn't have a network.
He doesn't have a network.
Yeah.
So.
I thought for a second he was part of Fullscreen, because it said one of the copyright claim screenshots from I think Mike and Actor. It was a screenshot saying Fullscreen Media had claimed the videos, and I'm like, wait, what? But turns out he's not signed with Fullscreen, so I don't know what that was. But, yeah, I don't think he's with a network at the moment. I don't know what network would pick him up at this point. The most frustrating thing for me was that he couldn't seem to understand that just because you don't specifically seek out 11, 12, 13-year-olds sending you photos of them scantily clad to put in your videos, just because you're not like, please, underage girls, send me videos and photos. Just because you're not doing that doesn't mean that including them at all isn't bad. He's like, well, I also put, photos of older women, and it's like, right, but just because
I made a batch of brownies, and there's a little bit of shit in there, but the rest, it's fine to eat.
Yeah, but like that doesn't make it okay that there are still pictures of 13-year-old girls not wearing very much.
Like, even if he isn't sexually attracted to them, he has to understand how inappropriate that is.
But why can't he understand that that's so inappropriate? Why is that so hard and so confusing? And he's like, I wasn't collecting photos of 13-year-old girls, but I just so happened to sometimes put those photos on my videos. But I wasn't collecting because I was also collecting photos of older women that are, legally of age. That means that, it's okay, or that I'm not as bad because I wasn't seeking out specifically young girls. It's like, it doesn't matter if your goal, it doesn't, so hard for me to get through that. That was like, what did I say in the car? I was like, that's like saying, I like eating M&Ms. Now that's like saying, I like to eat M&Ms. And someone's like, oh, you like red M&Ms? And you're like, I never said that. I said I like eating M&Ms. It's like, yeah, but you still eat red M&Ms. Like, let's say that was illegal or that was inappropriate. And you're like, yeah, but I eat the other colors too. It's like, but you're still doing the thing that everyone thinks is creepy. Why is that confusing? Yeah, I just don't understand why that was so hard for him to understand. Like, if you're doing something creepy, just because you're doing other things around it that aren't creepy doesn't make the creepy thing not creepy.
Yep.
And also, it is still creepy.
What's the definition of collect?
Yeah, define collect?
It's like, fucking shut the fuck up.
Vampirous, thank you. And I also think judging the bodies of women that are older is a little creepy too. Granted, they send those videos and photos in because they want, him to look at them. And that's like, if you're above 18, then fine. But if you're below 18, even if you ask for that kind of thing, it doesn't make it okay because they're children.
They're a minor for a reason. It's because they can't be taken seriously in the eyes
Carly,
of the
thank
law.
you. Yeah, I mean, they're minors. They're children. Like, that's like the same argument you could make for like sex. Oh, well, she, she was a minor, but she wanted to have sex. It's like, it doesn't matter. She was a minor, therefore she can't give consent. I don't know. And it's not that he's doing that. Obviously, I don't think he's actually a pedophile. I've always said that. I don't think he's actually a pedophile, but
Onision
I do think
is a pedophile.
No, I don't think that. I do think
put that at the end of a video.
I do think it's creepy though what he's doing and wrong. Like if I were a parent of one of those girls, first of all, I would be pissed at myself for letting my kid. I mean, like, you can't control everything your kids do, but I would somehow find a way to make myself the, problem in that situation where I had a kid that was posting photos of themselves on the internet like that. Yeah, I think that, why can't he understand that posting photos of minors is not okay, even if they're asking for your opinion? They're minors. It's inappropriate. And you can't give the example and say, oh, well, it's like the same thing as wearing a sports bra at a gym or a bikini at a beach. No, it's not. Because you're looking at them and making a judgment. You're putting them up on your videos, not only sometimes to say whether or not they're too thin or too fat, but to say whether or not they're attractive. What? And also, if you were at a gym with a girl that was young in a sports bra, or if you were at the beach and saw a young girl in a bikini, it would also be creepy to evaluate their body. If you walk by them in passing and, don't say anything, then it's not inappropriate to, see somebody in their bikini, but if you look at them and make judgments and evaluate whether or not you would be attracted to them, or whether or not they need to gain weight or lose weight, or whether or not you think they have the perfect body, that's weird.
I think overall those types of videos are just kind of grimy and gross. And the fact that he's doing them is purely for shock value because people react to it.
Yeah. But it just blows my mind that he can't understand where people are coming from when they find it creepy. He can't understand it, and he always tries to talk his way around it. He did that with me, he did that with Blaire. He just talks his way around it. Well,
I'm trying to help them. They wanted my help.
But if they're a minor, they can't give consent for stuff like that.
And he's like, yeah, well, it doesn't show that they're a minor. I'm like, yeah, well, you didn't make it possible for them to make proof that they're not a minor. Because people do lie, and unless there's, proof, which he doesn't ask for, then you could be accidentally putting 13-year-old. Yeah. And he's like, well, what does a 13-year-old body look like? Some girls are just under, it's like, oh man, we're going down this hole. What does an underage girl look like? I think it's pretty fucking obvious, but he argues that it's not.
Yeah, I couldn't believe he even tried to explain that. It's just like, and yeah, okay, he has that one disclaimer on his site that says, if you are an underage girl, like, don't post photos. But it doesn't matter if you have a disclaimer that says that. If you then pull photos of girls that are underage, use them anyway. Like, without asking proof.
I love how Blaire, like, offhandedly calling all his fans retarded. Just like, you know, the comments I've seen on Onision supporters, they all seem like below mental capacity. It's like, ooh. I mean, I've seen it too. It's pretty funny. I mean, it's kind of like Jake Paul fans, and you see them defending Jake Paul.
Yeah.
There's so many of them, but they're all like misspelled and just like, you know, you're like, you don't feel like you're arguing with a real person.
Yeah. Talk about Shane Dawson. I liked that she brought up the Shane Dawson videos because I've been cringing so hard at those.
He said they were comedy, but they're on
They're
Onision
not
Speaks.
fucking comedy.
They're not. He sits down and evaluates Shane's photos.
He's very judgmental, and he's not trying to be funny about that. He's serious. That's like him saying, like...
call it a comedy video.
No, it's not comedy.
To defend himself.
He's not making jokes. He's sitting there saying someone's fat or they don't look good, like... And the problem is, and Blaire pointed this out, that, like, you know, Shane has been struggling for a long time with, you know, self-conscious, like, issues with his body. And he's been open about that to the internet. And Greg is, like, exploiting that, which is so dirty. I don't like that. And he did the same thing to me, kind of. Like, he knew that, like, the boob thing was something that I was self-conscious about. So he, like, honed in on it and tried to make video after video about why... I don't know, why I shouldn't have done it or why it's his fault or just like anything to try to get under someone's skin. If he knows someone has an insecurity, he tries to exploit it. He tries to like make it worse and dig into it because he wants a reaction so bad. So he tries to find the most vulnerable part of a person and attack it, which is so horrible. But, you know, that's why he's going after Shane's weight. That's why he went after my boobs. That's why he went after our relationship. Because he tries to find the things... I just
don't understand, like, why everyone always wants to see me fail, or, like, why everyone dislikes me. It's like, because you're shitty to everyone.
Yeah.
Like, very openly, and that's why no one likes you.
Yeah. So, you know, that's just kind of what he does.
It's not for your brutal honesty.
No, it's not. Nope. He's just bitter that Shane canceled the collab 6 years ago. I don't even understand what that's about. It doesn't matter. Like, he's almost like a sociopath whenever it comes to the way he makes videos on the internet. We were saying that earlier. Yeah. He just doesn't care. He doesn't care. Yeah, there's no line that's too far.
I'm like, yeah, but like, you know, it's like, yeah, Shane put on some weight. Doesn't mean you need to make 3 fucking videos about it.
Lane says that that's Greg's online persona. It's not. It's not. He's like that in person too. Yeah. He was nice to me.
Everybody who's like, oh, he's different. No, he's not.
He was nice in person, but it's like he's nice.
Still the same person.
Right,
though.
But he's still the same person. He's nice until he doesn't want to be nice, and then he's an ass. I witnessed him be very rude to my friend Nadine because off camera. We were sitting I was me, Nadine, Damien, Make Me Bad, if you guys know his YouTube channel. We were all 4 sitting at dinner at this Mexican restaurant. I remember it very vividly, and she said something about high heels, how she liked them, and he went on a rant at her about why she was stupid for wearing high heels. Women shouldn't wear high heels. Women only wear high heels because they're giving in to the pressures that men put them in. It's unhealthy. It's bad for your feet. Why would you do that to yourself? Da-da-da-da-da. Just like so judgmental because she wanted to wear a pair of shoes. Like, it was insane. You know, so I don't know, like...
It's not a persona. It's not like Filthy Frank.
It's not a fake persona.
You know, like if you look like Filthy Frank, that is not George. You know, he's totally different.
I don't think that he's putting on a show entirely in his video. At least his Onision Speaks videos, I don't think he's saying anything that he doesn't really mean. I don't think he's exaggerating things. He might be more animated. Everyone's a little more animated on camera, but that's different than saying he doesn't actually feel those things. Like, he does. But, yeah, it's just amazing because I think maybe one of the reasons why he, like, tries to, like, poke at people's insecurities so much is because he has so many himself. I don't know, it's just a theory, but I think it's pretty dead on. That's kind of, well, that was my biggest frustration with the debate. Aside from him cutting her off all of the time, my biggest complaint was that he just couldn't understand or even admit that he did collect photos of underage girls and put them in his videos. He would never even admit it. Every time she said yes or no, have you done this? Clearly he has. He was never able to just be like, yes, I've done that. You know, if he could just say, yeah, I've done that, and I understand why people have a problem with it. I'm going to try to find better ways to improve, you know, my methods of, you know, forum posts or something in the future so that I can avoid this problem. You know, I'll be more outspoken in videos that I really don't want this. I'm going to work towards having this not happen again. I feel bad. I apologize in some sense. Like, if he could just admit that it was wrong and then move past it, I don't think it would be such an issue. But he can't even say that he did it. He can't even admit that he has done that, which is just like, the most frustrating for me. So, yeah, that was the debate pretty much summed up. They talked about, it reminded me of my debate. The hot topic in my debate whenever we talked was eugenia, and I felt like no matter what I did, I couldn't get it off of that topic. Like, there were other things I wanted to discuss. He had issues with me, with the gender thing he wanted to talk about, which was actually really good. I remember by the end of that discussion, he like agreed with me or understood that it was a matter of semantics and not like fundamental beliefs that separated us. And he was like, okay, I kind of get what you're saying now. And it ended somewhat amicably, which was great. But we spent way too long talking about eugenia, and I feel like it was kind of the same thing in Blaire's debate, where they just spent way too long talking about the stupid forum, that they couldn't move on to other topics. Like, they talked about the Shane thing, like, briefly, but most of it was the forum. But yeah, it's very hard. Whenever he has a thing that he wants to focus on, like, he focuses on that and then, like, ignores other things, because, like, that's the only thing he has to make a point on, or avoid making a point on. And it was also frustrating because I guess Blaire, like, tweeted or retweeted a fan drawing of inappropriate stuff between her and Onision, and he, like, wouldn't stop talking about that. He's like, you posted a photo of you raping me, and she's like, it was consensual. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, because he hasn't made rape jokes in so many different videos, and, like, you know, it's just the way he kept bringing that up as, like, a point.
Yeah, that was frustrating for me. Because, like, he was equating him posting photos of 13-year-old girls not wearing many clothes. He was like, well, if I do this and you think it's creepy, don't you think what you're doing is creepy by posting that photo? It's like, first of all, it's a drawing, okay? It's not an actual person's body. Second of all, it's meant to be a joke. They're not seriously, like, saying anything, like, is going on here. But, you know, it's just, the frustrating part for me is, like, if anybody missteps, there's no God. If anybody missteps at all, he, like, will focus on that thing and then use it to be like, well, you did this, therefore everything I've ever done is not wrong. And he just, like, focuses on the thing that they've done and, like, ignores any point that they make because he has this thing that he can say that they did. And he kept going back to it over and over and over again, which is horrible. I thought it was really frustrating. And first of all, how can you compare a drawing, inappropriate or not? You know how many inappropriate drawings people have made of me? You know how many fake nude photos there are of me on the internet where they, like, crop my head onto somebody poorly, Photoshop my head onto somebody, or like, it's a drawing of me. Like, there's tons of shit like that. Do I really care? No. It's, like, weird, but I'm not, like, personally deeply offended by it. There's a big difference between that and exploiting minors for your YouTube channel that are inappropriate photos. You know what I mean? Like, how can you even make that comparison? So it was just frustrating also to see him continually bring that up. Like, it was a good point. It wasn't a good point. I like how, like, at first she was laughing at that. She's like, oh my God, I can't believe you're bringing this up. And then at the end, she's just like,
yeah,
can we stop going back to this? Because it was like his one thing. That's what he does. He has this one thing that he can keep bringing up to deflect criticism. And that's what he was using it for. So that was basically it. Couldn't get off the forum. Really, really frustrating. That topic just, like, kept recirculating. But yeah, that was it. That was it. Yeah, I had a couple people tweeting at me asking me when I debated Greg, why I allowed the whole YouNow thing to happen, like why I agreed to go on his YouNow as opposed to, like, hosting it on my YouTube channel or something like that, similar to what Blaire did. I mean, I think that it's, like, anybody's preference, like, whatever you're most comfortable with. For me, I don't think even now looking back on it, I don't think I would have wanted to have him on my channel live. I think that first of all, like I live stream on every day. Like this is a platform that I use often, more often than YouTube. So I think for me it made sense to guest on his YouNow because it brought a lot of people to my YouNow channel, which I use every day. So it was smart on that aspect of things. Also, I don't think my audience would be interested in watching a full debate between me and Onision. That's why whenever I downloaded the stream to post, I posted it on my second channel. Because I'm like, people aren't going to want to watch this. Like, even after it was done, and I thought it was good. I was like, I still don't feel comfortable posting this shit on my main channel. Maybe I should have in hindsight, because looking back, it got a lot of views. But I'm happy with the way that I did things. I don't think I would, even now, I don't think I'd go back and change it. Like, I remember the traffic and stuff we had on his YouNow stream that day. There were a lot of people watching, but he wasn't getting tipped a lot. He wasn't making, maybe at best he made $40 or $50 that day, which I don't really care. Good. Take the $40, and give me all of the promotion. You know what I mean? On your channel. So that's was my tactic going into it. But
you know what I would have felt like I would. I mean, if I were debating him and he showed up looking like that, I would have been like, okay, let's reschedule this until next time you can take it seriously.
Yeah.
And then I would have left. Like that's honestly, if he showed up with that blood on his face and he says, "Oh, I just filmed a video and I can't be bothered," I'm like, okay, well, when you feel like you can be bothered, then we'll talk. But until then, bye. Like that's
when
what
you
I
feel like you like it takes literally 2 seconds. You go in the bathroom,
no,
you wash your face off.
It was totally an ego power thing.
Yeah, look how much I don't care,
Exactly.
guys.
It's like, okay, well, when you do care, we can talk. Like, bye.
Yeah.
It's a respect thing.
Yeah, that's kind of how I view it. But how could you ever take me seriously in a debate? Because I have fake tits.
Well,
that's a valid
comparison. Who you're fucking debating?
Yeah, he looked like a bloody tampon. I don't know. Maybe she went with it because she's like, "Okay, if he wants to like delegitimize himself from the start, go for it, bro."
Yeah.
Like, I already don't take you seriously, so this is like helping my cause. I don't know. It is. I think it is a form of disrespect. Definitely, it's a power play. Not only is like an ego, like I don't care. It's also like a power play. Like I don't even need to get ready for this shit. It's like beneath me getting ready and being professional.
Except it's not. Like,
no, it's not. I'm surprised that she gave him the time of day. And then, he had that opportunity and showed up looking like a clown. I don't know. I don't get it. But anyways, I don't think I really need to say much else on that. Do you guys have any questions about it? Did I miss anything? I feel like that was basically the whole thing summarized. Like, They talked about the forum, and then he brought up the photo, and then it was forum photo, and then Shane Dawson briefly, and then back to the forum and photo. That was basically it. Summarize. And then at the end, whenever he was trying to talk about how he doesn't collect photos, and like she was saying he does, because he does, he like wanted to define collect. I think that was the highlight of the whole thing. Well, let's look up the definition of collects. Okay. Awesome. You sent him the definition? I should tweet the definition of collects. Should I do that right now? Let me... So dumb. Collects. To bring or gather together. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna take a screenshot. Did you also at some point, like during their debate, hear a random screenshot sound go off? I thought that was weird. I'm like, what is he screenshotting? He'll probably start more drama in the future to keep his channel alive. I know. He basically, I feel like in my head, Greg has this like spinny wheel.
Yeah, he's like, who am I gonna start shit?
And like, once he gets bored or feels irrelevant, he just like spins it, and whoever it lands on, social repose. Yeah. Time to make another hate video. Oh, look at Shane Dawson. Oh, okay, that's played out. Okay, well, Eugenia Cooney. All right, Jaclyn Glenn's tits. Okay, Joy Sparkle.
I wonder if he's gonna make another video on your tits.
Probably.
He gave you 10 likes.
Thanks for the 10 likes, babe.
10 likes.
Oh, Joy. Oh my gosh, it's Blaire. Hate video about my exes. Who else today? I don't fucking know. I'm desperate for attention. Is Joy crazy? I don't think Joy is crazy.
Wow.
I think that she makes a lot of videos on Greg, but like she makes a lot of good points, and I'm certainly not going to give him that much attention, so whoever else wants to take him down, I'm on board. Why do you still care about Onision, though? Because he's attacking people that I know, and there was just a debate today, so everyone's talking about the debate.
He still has fans, so there's still...
I still get shit about him all the time, and he's made a lot of personal insults to me and my boyfriend, so it pissed me off. Like, I don't get it. Like, he attacks us, we respond, and then people are like, why are you still talking about him? It's like...
I get obsessed with them.
I defend myself.
I don't know, man. I think on my end, I don't think... when was the last time I made a serious... I don't think I've made a serious...
You don't.
I don't think I've ever made a serious Onision video.
Well, you kind of did.
No, the response in the very beginning.
Yeah.
That was it. But after that, it was all parodies.
Yeah.
But even that, I accused him of loving me in the very end.
Right?
It always devolves into stupid.
Yeah, well, that's going to be my approach from now on forever. Because I can't anymore. The last video I made, the boob video, that was it. That was solid. I'm not going to treat him like an adult anymore, because he's not. He talks about me, but it's never negative. It's so weird. Yeah, you're still walking on ice, thin ice. Because he was nice to me for a long time until he wasn't. And then he wasn't. I didn't even fucking do anything. I didn't even do anything.
It's a goddamn war.
It's because I started dating him, and it was like, oh, now I have to hate you because you are dating somebody that I don't like. That's all it took. And ever since then, he's been, like, horrible to me. And then tried to be friends, and then made a horrible video about my titties that I'm still, like, until he, like, formally apologizes. He won't. Because, he, like, in the video, he won't. And not that it would even matter. But, like, in the video that he did make, like, after that, he was like, I don't understand why she's even mad. Like, I said that if it was her choice, then, like, that's cool. But I'm like, yeah, after you spent, like, what was it, like, it was like a long video. After you spent a long time
it's probably your family,
talking about my family doesn't love me.
Manipulating her. It's just like, fuck you.
And it makes you ugly, and it makes you fake and gross, and, like, it's just like, but if it's her choice, that's fine. Well, you can't say that at the end of, like, totally trashing my entire family and my boyfriend and my like, self-worth and questioning whether or not I care about myself. It's just like, it's not, my God, I did myself a favor. It's not because I don't love myself. It's because I do. Yo, you little bitch. Oh, Eugenia is here. We were just trash talking Onision, so welcome to the club. Hi, Eugenia. Say hi to Eugenia, babe.
Eugenia, hi.
We miss you. Meow, 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 meow. I bet he's gonna go after Eugenia again. That makes me sad. Well, like I said, I feel like he's got his little wheel, and when he gets bored, he spins it.
Video's got views. No, I don't think he's allowed to, though.
He has, even after he said he wouldn't, he still made videos about her. Yeah. He just says a certain YouTuber instead of her name, and everybody knows who the fuck he's talking about. Oh, hi, you thanks for the likes, Eugenia. But no, he has his, like, wheel, and he spins it, and then under whoever it lands, he's like, okay, their turn. I'm bored, so. No, we've been okay. He had a debate today with Blaire White, and I felt the need to address some of it because it was so ridiculous. As are all of his debates. I didn't watch all of his debate with Joy. I watched tidbits of it, but I watched all this one. And it was eerily reminiscent of the one that I had with him. It was just talking in circles and circles and circles and cutting each other off and talking in circles and him saying something ridiculous and you clearly explaining it and then him pretending to not understand. I wonder if he really doesn't understand or if he's just acting like he doesn't understand. What do you think?
About what?
Like the underage girl thing. Like, does he really not understand?
I think he understands it. He just refuses. He's tiptoeing on it because it does look bad.
He just refuses to admit it.
Yeah.
I suppose.
You know, he claims to be like a comedian and all this sarcasm, but yet he's like essentially with Blaire White acting like a robot and saying there's no such thing as sarcasm and everything is literal.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, but you claim to be a comedian and you claim to be and jokes, and yet you're claiming that you can't register sarcasm.
Right.
You can't register hyperbole. But that's because it fits.
Like, there's no fucking way he actually thought she meant every single person.
But of course, to fit what he was saying, it worked.
It's like whenever he argues semantics and definitions of things, like he's just nitpicking because he doesn't have a case. So he's trying to act like he's confused or that he needs to focus in on something irrelevant because it takes attention away from the core issue. It's like such a sleazy tactic. But yeah. He says bigoted stuff, but then claims it to be comedy. You can't, like, it reminds me very much of Nicole Arbor. Yeah. Like, her Dear Fat People video really was comedy. It was horrible, and it hurt a lot of people, and she said some nasty things in that video. I remember watching it, and, like, you know, like, I've got a pretty thick skin for most things, but that video was... do you remember that video that she made?
What?
The Dear Fat People video?
Yeah.
It was bad.
I think everyone saw it.
But then she, like, acted as though, oh, it was comedy. Like, you guys just don't understand that I'm a comedian, okay? It's kind of like the same as Greg. And he doesn't like Nicole Arbor. I remember one time he said someone compared him to her. It was when I was at his house. He was like, yeah, someone compared me to Nicole Arbor. And I was like, no thanks. Like, he was offended by it because he doesn't like her. I'm like, but you're the same. You're worse. He's so much worse than her. Please. Yeah. And he's been pretty horrible to people that are overweight.
Yeah.
He's made so many.
Well, Nicole Arbor doesn't even really attack people as much as just large groups, but she doesn't hone in on, in her, like, videos. She doesn't, like, say, hey, I don't like this person.
Yeah. See?
She attacks, like, fat people and then, like, that, you know, random shit that's, like, annoying.
Which is still bad, but, like, not...
Greg makes, like, straight videos on people.
This person.
This person is awful because of this. It's just like, okay, dude.
But it's comedy, guys. It's all comedy. Because it's so fucking funny. It's not fucking funny.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and follow us on Twitter to keep up to date on your favorite streamers. Blaire you later.